The following program is a production of Pioneer Public Television. Major support for Compass is provided by the ongoing support of the Leo P. Flynn Estate of Millbank, South Dakota. Additional support is provided by the Southwest Minnesota Private Industry Council, promoting Southwest Minnesota as a place rich with opportunity. Come for the jobs, stay for the lifestyle. More information at swmnpic.org.
Hello and welcome to Compass, a production of Pioneer Public Television. I'm Les Heen, your host for Compass, and this is a weekly discussion of public policy and important issues facing our viewing area. This week, we will talk about how communities and counties are addressing the issue of hunger. We'll have representatives from the Minnesota Department of Education and from the United Community Action Partnership, and we'll talk about programs that are available to help spread awareness, improve education, and make lives better for those who are faced with the problem of not knowing where the next meal will come from. First, Pioneer's Laura K. Prosser will show us about a program called Back the Pack. It's a program that spans many communities in different forms, but all with the end goal of making sure that students have enough food to eat during time outside of school. Here's Laura's report.
Many low-income families struggle to put food on the table, especially during the weekends when there's more mouths to feed and more than just dinner to cover. But there's hope. Betsy Hennon is here to tell us about the Back the Pack program out of Renville County. And Don Gartner, a substitute teacher from Bold, is here to tell us about what kind of impact area schools are seeing. Betsy, Don, welcome. Betsy, why don't you tell me about what Back the Pack program is?
Well, like you said, we're a nonprofit organization providing meals to kids on the weekends. We serve not only Renville County, but also Yellow Medicine, Candio High, Redwood, and Sibley. What we do here is we have great groups of people, volunteers that come in from different towns, and they help us pack. They usually come in on a Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon, whatever is good for them. They walk around the table, put the food in the bags, put the bags in a big box, and then they take those to the different school districts. So they're taking them either to Bird Island, Olivia, Gibbon for GFW, or Renville for RCW.
What kind of need in a community brings about a program like this?
Well, I used to be the early childhood special ed teacher at Bold, and what I would see is my kids would come in on Mondays and they would be crabby and they would be tired. And what I thought was, too much weekend, parents didn't get them to bed on time. Mm-hmm. And then as I got a little older and a little wiser, I realized they were hungry. Well, besides seeing kids when I was working at school that needed extras, I was on a tour of Egypt, and wherever we stopped during the school day, there were all these kids around begging, and we were discussing the poverty there. One lady said, "It's not only over here. We have this in our," I'm going to cry, "we have this in our own backyards." And she said, well, in Sioux Falls, they have a program where the school feeds the kids. They send home meals on the weekend. And when I got home, I was thinking about that, and I thought, if they do it in Sioux Falls, we can do it here. So I got some of my friends together and went out and raised some money, talked to the superintendent, and he said, yes, you can use our site as a distribution. The first year we just had Bold, we had 18 kids. Not many. We've been going 5 years. This year we started with 220 kids, and we're in 3 school districts and 4 sites.
So why is it important for schools to get involved with an issue like this?
What we try to do at schools is educate people. And in order to educate, you have to have kids that are on task, that they're paying attention, that they're there, they're not sick, and they need good brains. So providing food to the kids increases brain capacity, it helps them stay on task better, they're friendlier, they're not getting kicked out of class, things like that. So it's a plus for the teachers to have well-fed kids.
That's very true. And Dawn, you are on the front line in the classroom.
So I see the kids when they get their backpacks on a Friday, and they're so excited, and they're digging through them right away. So definitely impact, on the children.
What kind of feedback have you guys gotten from parents?
I've talked to several parents and grandparents that are very happy the program is available, for the children, because there's always times and needs that you need this kind of stuff. So
I suppose there are quite a few rural communities out there that have this need, and just seeing that somebody else can do it, just based on hearing an idea, what would you recommend for other communities? What's the first step?
Well, we have had 3 different school districts or groups that have called me because they've heard about our program, and they've come down and I've walked them through what we do, given them our forms because we don't want to reinvent the wheel. And they have gone back and started similar programs in their communities.
And I'm sure it's great when you actually have other counties and other communities coming in and going, how can I do this? Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel about your program?
One of my hopes is that we're helping families, we're helping kids to make their lives better. They'll grow up, they'll go off to school, they'll get nice jobs, they'll remember that somebody helped them when they needed it, and then they'll help others.
Thank you so much, Betsy. That's it for us in Olivia and throughout Renville County. I'm Laura K. Prosser, producer of Compass, and you go out and do something nice for somebody or start a community program. Back to Les in the studio.